Describe a holiday you recently had.
I would like to talk about a package tour which I went with my best friends a month ago. We traveled to Da Nang, which is located in the middle of Vietnam. Da Nang was voted to be the most worth living place of Vietnam because there are a variety of breathtaking views there. For this reason, I can say that it was the holiday of my lifetime. Before I flew there from Hanoi, which is the capital of Vietnam, I had to book a flight in a travel agent. Then, my friends and I went through passport control, and sat in the departure lounge for a long time. The flight took us about 1 hour, and it went smoothly. When we came there, the first things that we did were to go sightseeing and to try the local foods. You know, Da Nang is very well known for very delicious food. For this reason, coming there without sampling the local foods is the mistake of visitors. After that, we went out at night so that we could enjoy the beauty of this sprawling city. In the next day, we spent time together to enjoy bustling trade there. Actually, it is an unforgettable experience of me which I shared with my family when I went home. I am definitely keen on our trip because it can not only help me reduce stress and escape from the hectic pace of life, but it is also when our relationship becomes much closer. More importantly, it is the way for us to dispel the heat of the summer in Hanoi, and I can see the colorful lifestyle of Da Nang people, which is really worth knowing. All in all, Da Nang is a wonderful holiday destination to put our feet up.
Describe a piece of clothing you like.
I would like to tell you about a piece of clothing that I prefer to wear in a period of time in the past. This is a dress in yellow and white colors. It is made of light fabrics which totally suits an energetic girl as me. When I was a little girl, my family was poor and my parents couldn't afford to buy new clothes for me, so the dress was a hand-me-down as a birthday gift from my sister. I can say that it absolutely goes out of fashion and quite old now with several tears in the front. It was a dress that I only wore on some special occasions when I needed to get dressed up, such as Tet holiday or the beginning day at school, and I usually mixed it with sandals. However, if I wear it now, I cannot be a fashion icon at all, that's for sure. You know, I have been really into this dress because it was my first dress I've received ever on my birthday, and it was more special because it came from my sister, who I always had sibling rivalry, which surprised me most. Honestly, even it is an old dress now, but at that time, it was really still a fashionable item, and I have to say that my sister had an eye for fashion for her choice. I still like it, but I need to put it in my wardrobe as a memory because it is too tiny now. All in all, I believe that this dress has effects on my fashion gout about mixing and matching outfits.
Describe someone you know who dresses well.
I'd like to talk about a person whose wearing style I admire very much. This is my Aunt Missa, who I have lived with for years. She's always very well dressed and takes a lot of pride in her appearance, and she also wears smart clothes. She doesn't go out dressed to kill or anything like that, but what she wears really suit her because she also has a great sense of style as well. I often ask her where she gets some of her clothes, and most of the time they're just off the peg, and she says she's not interested in expensive brands coming from designer labels or anything like that. Well, I have to say that my aunt looks really beautiful in any kinds of clothes she wears. Firstly, she always wears suitable clothes for different occasions. For example, when going to a party, she can be charming and gorgeous in a sexy dress and some jewelries, but in normal days, she becomes so energetic and flexible in some casual clothes like a pair of jeans or a t-shirt. Secondly, she knows how to mix and match different items together. Even though her clothes are not unique or special, she wears it with suitable accessories and pairs of shoes. She seems not to care about the latest trend, and she just wears clothes that are timeless. All in all, she also has influence on my style in terms of choosing clothes which suit me and teach me how to mix and match items.
Describe an interesting neighbor.
I live in a beautiful and secluded hometown where people are so kind-hearted, easygoing and generous. Among them, my all-time favorite neighbor would be definitely Mrs. Fuang. She used to work as an accountant, however, she has retired for about 10 years. Although she's getting on a bit, she still looks young and energetic. She has acquired reputation as a benevolent person, who earns love and respect by all children and residents in the community. Mrs. Fuang lives with her offspring next to my house. She has a large garden where she grows various types of vegetables and fruits. In addition, she takes time to keep her eyes on the grandchildren and teach them to read and write. Whenever I come back home, I usually come over her house to share experience with her. What I find appealing about her is that she is a knowledgeable person. She's always there at my worst and gives me invaluable advices. Another lovely trait is her optimism. In spite of going through a lot of ups and downs in her life, she still looks on the bright side of the problem and encourages me to live happily. We get along like a house on fire and we have a great time together. She is not only my normal neighbor but she's also the one whom I count on and confide in. Being with her gives me a sense of sympathy and I feel so grateful to have such a good neighbor like her.
Describe an English lesson that you enjoyed.
My all-time favorite English speaking lesson was quite a long time ago, however, I still remember it vividly. At that time, I have passed the entrance exam with flying colors at University of Languages and International Studies and attended the first lesson in my student's life. It focused on using fluency markers and linking words to make your speech more coherent and fluent. During the lesson, my teacher, Ms. Thursday, required us to work in the groups and discuss about the topic "Are men or women better to become the leader?" The most important thing was that we were only allowed discussed about the topic in about 3 minutes and we had to apply what we have learned as much as possible. As we were against the clock, we must hurry up to come up with ideas and vocabularies to prepare for the debate. What I found most interesting about the lesson was that everyone engaged in the topic, which creates lively atmosphere in the class. Although I was a bit set in my ways, I took courage to raise my hands and showed my opinions. Then, my teacher complimented me on thinking outside of the box and speaking English fluently, which made me genuinely happy. In addition, after ending the debate, my teacher gave us invaluable feedbacks to improve our speaking skill. What also impressed me was her American voice and the dedication to deliver the information, which held my attention throughout the lesson. Actually, if I had a time machine, I would definitely choose to go back time and involve in the lesson again.
Describe a person in your family who you really admire.
I'd like to tell you about a person that I adore most in my family. I live in a small family with only 4 people and all of us are very close to each other and we are all well matched. Among them I love and admire my mom more than anyone else in the whole world. Possibly she was the first human I saw when I opened my eyes in this world. I can still remember a day I was late to come back home after school and that's because there was a ceremony at the school. All of a sudden I found that my mother was entering through the school gate to find me. I was so frightened because I thought that my mom would be mad at me. But to my best surprise, when my mother saw me, she had a warm smile on her face that I'll never forget till my last breath on this earth. At that time, I realized that she had a really smart solution to rescue me from scary situation. Now because I am working far from home, I only meet her on some special occasions such as Tet holiday but I usually keep in touch with her via mobile phone. I adore my mom because she has a great influence on my behavior and reaction. She always has an optimistic eye with any troubles in life and also finds really smart ways to solve them. For that reason, when I am in trouble, I always call her for advices. Thanks for her, I gain a better view in life and I smile more to come through ups and downs. All in all, I love my mother more than anyone else in the world.
Describe an exciting sport you know.
I learned to swim when I was a small child and my parents sent me to sports center every weekend because they believed it would be useful for me. Unlike other sports, there are no rules to follow when you swim. Basically, swimming is just combination of your leg and arm motions and the natural flotation of the body. To progress as a swimmer, you need to take up exercise and practice with a personal trainer as well as wear some special swimming costumes such as swim cap or glasses to protect your hair and eyes from chemicals in swimming pool. For me, swimming is not really a hard sport to play as long as people to have a crack at practicing regularly. Swimming is absolutely a sport that I'm into very much. It helps me get into shape and build endurance because it provides an all-over body workout, as nearly all of my muscles are used during swimming. Additionally, I also feel liberal and flexible when I'm deep into the water. All daily stress and hardness are set aside when I come to swimming pool where my whole body and brain are released. Finally, it is clear that swimming pool is an ideal place to help me escape from the extremely hot weather in the summer. All in all, swimming is the best sport that I've ever tried in my life so far. I cannot fly as a bird, but water is my own sky where I feel I'm flying.
Describe a wedding that you have attended.
I would like to talk about the wedding of my best friend who stayed with me when we were at high school. She decided to start a family with a close friend 2 months after their engagement. They got to know each other 4 years ago and easily fell in love, then this relationship led to a memorable wedding that I attended 2 weeks ago. When I came to the wedding party, I was so excited because I met a lot of old friends whom I lost contact with for a long time. Her relatives, new friends and colleagues were in the guest list, and I could say that it was the biggest and most crowded wedding I've ever attended. I saw the couple walking down the aisle together. The groom put the wedding ring onto the bride's finger, earrings on her ears and a necklace on her neck. The guests witnessed and gave the newlyweds sincere congratulations from the bottom of their heart. As for me, I gave them a pair of pillows as wedding present and wished them a permanent love in their family life. We all had meal and wedding wine together through reception. I enjoyed this wedding a lot. Firstly, it was a chance to witness my beautiful close friend happy in a wedding dress after ups and downs in love, and could send her the best wishes that I've never made before. Secondly, I could meet my old friends again, talked with them a lot and promised to keep in touch more regularly. Lastly, I was the luckiest person who caught the wedding bouquet, so I would be the next woman to get married soon. All in all, I was interested in attending this wedding and wished I would tie the knot with somebody soon.
Describe a song you like to listen to.
I'd like to tell you about a massive hit that I listened to when I was a child until now, which impressed me a lot. This song was written and performed by ABBA, which is the Swedish pop group. This piece of music is called Dancing Queen, that I love most because of its haunting melody and dancing. The song contains many hidden meanings about people who wanted to become dancers, which was an unpopular job at that time. Dancing Queen was released as a single and soon reached top in many countries. I heard this song 20 years ago and immediately fell for it. It's the kind of music you can also sing along easily even if you don't have a great voice or are tone deaf like me. I love this song not because it was a big hit which captured a huge number of audiences and followings, but because it has a catchy tune, impressive melody, and is also easy to sing along. It is in my heart, mind and blood because of its rhyme and background music, which prove that ABBA is a musical talent band. Furthermore, it is a song which inspired my youth and cheered me up whenever I was depressed. It seems to speak to me to overcome difficulties in my life. All in all, I love this song a lot, and in my mind, it never fades with time.